Continuing to read from Lama Yeshe Losal Rinpoche's From a Mountain in Tibet, from page 246. During my early life, I was exposed to amazing Buddhist teachers, but I could not appreciate them or get any genuine feeling for them. The first 37 years of my life were spent floundering. I needed to go through many difficulties to arrive at the point where I could see clearly enough to penetrate the overwhelming stupidity of my mind. This process required patience, but allowed me to develop a better understanding of the difficulties people face. Ultimately, it has meant that I've been in a good position to help them. When I began to lead the retreats at Samiling, I realized the potential of all that I had gone through. The transformation of my own mind, even though it was long and arduous and could not have happened without the help of my teachers, had equipped me to support others, to bring about their own changes. This realization made me proud to be a nobody, and very appreciative of the lack of constraints that high lamas operate within. It became my mission to bring the Buddha's wisdom within everyone's reach. And I regard this book as the latest step in that process.
I
have always tried to make the Buddha's teaching accessible. And to present them in simple language that anyone can understand. I want the Dharma to touch people's hearts. Not to get stuck in their complicated heads. I've observed that some Western people struggle to appreciate this approach. Either they are very identified with their intelligence, so they feel they are already knowledgeable, and find the Dharma too simplistic. Or they have a soft heart but don't realize the essence of mind. Compassion has been awakened, but there is not yet enough wisdom to support it. There is also the fact that many Westerners are suspicious of religion in general, and make the mistake of thinking of Buddhism as a religion that worships the Buddha like a god. this could not be further from the case. Buddha is really nothing more than a metaphor for a state of awareness we can realize in ourselves. Mine is a deeply practical approach to Buddhism. We take refuge in the Buddha because we are grateful to him for showing us the path to freedom. But we recognize that Buddha is within each one of us as a potential. We take refuge in the Dharma because we need methods and practices to awaken that potential within us. Finally, we take refuge in the Sangha because we need the support and guidance of those who possess the Buddha's knowledge to guide us on the path towards that potential. I always say to my students that they don't need to identify with the label of being a Buddhist. It's better to work directly with our own mind than to be a Buddhist. Practice meditation. Cultivate positivity. And live according to the 5 golden rules. Resolve to become a loving and compassionate person. Continuing our discussion and reflections on Lama Yeshe Losal Rinpoche's From a Mountain in Tibet, from page 264. This is the way in which Lama Yeshe Rinpoche is wrapping up this section of the book, which has been his introduction to a wider audience and a pulling together of many different chapters of insight and instruction.
I think Lama Yeshe realises there's a lot of work ahead of him.
Yes, indeed.
We're ignorance is we think we're so clever and intelligent, yet our ignorance is so dense. You think of the animals that were caused to become extinct, and even plants, and the mess of making of the world, you know, it's not very nice. And they think with knowledge we know quite a lot, But Kalo Rinpoche said, to know everything and not know the nature of your mind is the worst ignorance.
Yes. So it's time for a wake-up call, eh?
Yeah, it is a big time, yeah.
And this wake-up call is an invitation to connect ourselves to our deep potential.
Yeah, that's right. So you have to, to people, you really got to repeat things, not just say it once or twice. You really got to repeat before they take it in, you know.
Yes.
Aye, and so that's why, and there's so many people now taking interest now in the spiritual side of things, and it's growing. Like places like Spain, there's lots of centres, and South Africa, it's growing very big, and there's dotted places throughout the world, and these dotted places should eventually grow, come to meet each other, and then that would become a beautiful map of the world.
Yes, everyone making this place that they are living full of their gratitude and appreciation and positive connection to nature and to the balance and the potential we have within ourselves.
That's right.
So it's an invitation to a new chapter and more books and more insights and more connections that we can feel within ourselves to our potential and with each other as the people with whom we will be making this beautiful map, this beautiful artist's creation, this beautiful picture, this beautiful world.
I find that the more we learn, the more we discover how little we know.
Yes. That's our humility, isn't it, coming out?
That's right.
Instead of thinking of ourselves as the center of the whole universe, we're realizing that there are a lot of people around us and a lot of beings in nature that are all a part of the bigger picture.
There's a lot of people sit back with loads of knowledge up here in their head. But that's where it is. It's not going anywhere else. It's no any practical use. It's just there, you know.
Yeah, Lama Rinpoche is saying that that's what his mission is, isn't it? Is to help us move beyond just conceiving of things and thinking about things and having an elaborate mental structure.
Yeah. See, more people have got to look within themselves. They're always looking out the way. They always look within themselves, you know.
Yes. So one of the purposes behind our reading this book together was to ensure that we can have repetition of going over the material. Because once it is recorded, then we can much more readily access it and keep repeating it over and over again, which is what we hope is made possible by the time we've put into spending this time together with Lama Yeshe Rinpoche's words and with the intention of sharing it back with him so that we have a conversation and a dialogue and interaction, and that his words become more and more widely accessible and his example becomes more and more clear and present for people who already know him, but also people who may have yet to meet him and experience the world in a different way by having an inspirational person in it that can assist us so greatly.
Yes. Our material world is going to be transformed into a spiritual world.
Yes.
Yes.
That's why there's more work to do, isn't it?
Yes.
The name of the chapter. There is much more work to do.
That's right, yes.
This is a fresh start for all of us to explore ways we can enlarge our openness and our inclusiveness and our capacity to be ever more compassionate, ever more caring, ever more loving, ever more tolerant, ever more patient, and ever more capable of working with ourselves, within ourselves.
That's right.